These are always so fun.
I think the time
We get to break away from the office for a little bit, have a little lunchy. I'm like the best places here.
I know. So many options.
I know. It was like Hangry Bison or ice cream. Yeah.
We'll do ice cream next time.
Oh, ice cream's happening. I'm sure. But it's nice to have a little one-on-one time to talk about stuff going on. Exciting to do all this neck Botox.
I was telling Larry about my experience.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And how everyone in my family has lower chin laxity. So after you did it, everyone I saw was like, "You've lost weight, haven't you? I can tell you've lost weight." And so I was like, well, I am losing weight.
But it also elevates the tissue there and softens those lines and that movement. It is so nice. And I love that it finally got FDA approved. We've been doing it for years. But it's nice to have it out there. Now there's more awareness. People are it's definitely on the radar.
Yes. I will say, though, I've been doing the neck and the platysmal bands, but I hadn't been doing the jawline.
Yes.
So in combination.
Well, because the platysmal band comes up and folds over that jawline. So it's always such a nice little touch. Do those little extra bits. I know. I love when you did my little DAO. Here, I notice a difference.
Yeah.
And for us, we have full faces. So
right.
any little bit of lift we can get, we're going to take it. We don't have as many options. So, and it's not like filling up with a bunch of filler is the answer too. I am sad because filler is kind of getting a bad name lately. And the thing about it is if it's done well and strategically placed, it can have such a natural result.
Yeah.
Complement the features that they have, not necessarily change them.
Right. And that's what we're about at SkinLab. The natural result.
It's always been about enhancement. If you had full lips when you were younger and you notice that they're going down, you just add a little bit of filler and layer in a small amount. We never were really big on doing these huge, tens of syringes at a time and doing stuff like that. It makes sense to kind of do it throughout the year. It makes a lot of sense when you take somebody on and they're under your care. You evaluate them, full evaluation, and now we do face and neck, and of course we evaluate skin, but you kind of are with them throughout the whole year and treatment planning, doing the neurotoxin every 3-4 months, and along the way do a little bit of filler. And I think that's the key. Once people realize that it's not this huge commitment, you're not going to be a different person.
One of my friends messaged me. She was interested in, we talked a little bit about Botox, and then she was talking about radiofrequency microneedling. But her comment was, because she doesn't know, she's not really done anything before, and her comment was, oh, I can do the radiofrequency microneedling instead of Botox then. And I had explained to her, but I think it is a misconception, especially when people just get this one and done full face, that it's like, oh, it's just one time I come in. Whereas it's like, no, really. It's like when
encompassing.
You don't just go to the gym one time and get a 6-pack. Like,
no.
You can't just go to the...
We wish. I've really wished really hard.
Right.
Wisconsin cheese curds, here we come.
So we have the chipotle mayo on the butt and bow. But that's something I've heard more frequently recently. And I think it's just from misconceptions on social media and things like that.
It's really important. When patients come in, we educate them. It is taking care of your skin. It is doing the work at home. It is coming in and getting things done too. So it's just all of it goes together. And it looks, oh my gosh, it looks so much better when you're doing all of it. You're doing the good skincare and you're getting your microneedle series and you're getting your facials quarterly and throwing in chemical peels as needed or whatever. Oh, these are good.
Is it? Okay. Do you like spicy?
I'm not a huge spicy.
Okay.
But I like flavor. So there's a difference. Spicy, cause you to cry. I can't do it, but this is flavor.
I feel like we traded one evil for another with the fries.
This is a little protein in the cheese. True. I always go that route. I'm always protein in here.
I know. I did that last night. Instead of chips, I grabbed like a string cheese. It's a little bit better, right?
Listen, take what we can get.
It looks like a mozzarella stick.
Yeah, it's like a little fried mozzarella bomb. Talking about the fillers and stuff, I thought about this the other day. I was like, gosh, it's come such a long way. I remember, even though I wasn't injecting in 2004, that's when I was breaking into aesthetics, started working for the Hard Dogs and everything. And I was an esthetician at the time. And literally all we had was collagen, Cosmoplast, liquid collagen, a syringe that we used. It lasted literally a month or two.
Oh my God.
And then we had Hyloform, which was one of the first hyaluronic acid gel fillers. Oh my gosh, it's totally transformed. But
well, on that, even when I started, several years ago in facial plastic, I remember some of my educational video, the videos that you watch before training, just the way we would address nasolabial folds in different areas of the face was so different.
We would just dive into the folds. We
Right.
wouldn't do the mid face. We wouldn't address chin shadows and other surrounding areas. It was purely just we have evolved.
Come a long way.
Absolutely have evolved. And it's such a great time, awesome time in aesthetics to be able to fully rejuvenate the whole face.
Yes.
But there's also a limitation. So this is why we have other products like the Sculptra and everything that really regenerates your own collagen. And, which it has been around forever.
I was looking at 1989 in Europe, so
it has been around.
I was tried and true.
And, not everybody does them. So it's nice that we're able to offer everything.
Yes. If people want to go more of the bioregenerative route, we have something that can still help them with their volume.
Totally.
And I love that you just did the class.
Oh my gosh, the class was amazing. It really was so much fun. That's the thing too, like we're always learning. There's so much out there. But a lot of it is really cool. It's just so good to connect and see how other people are doing things, how they're treating, what their results are, what their experience is. And it was phenomenal. Dr. Shinobe is amazing. He really has taken the Sculptra application to the next level. I think it is a good tool.
Do you think, here's a question, with your experience, do you think that patients can achieve the same volume with Sculptra that they could get from a series of hyaluronic acid fillers?
I think for global generalized volume restoration, it doesn't do as well as Sculptra does. We're talking, especially somebody who's particularly thin, they're going to do better with something like Sculptra. Sculptra builds a foundation and then you finesse with the hyaluronic acid. If you have somebody who has the time it takes to do that. A lot of times we'll get people that have events, weddings, things like that, and they need that more immediate result. Well, then the HAs come in hand, but it's not going to give them the long result and restoration that Sculptra will. So yes, we can do temples, cheeks, chin, jawline, but that mid-cheek kind of deflation that some people get, it doesn't, hyaluronic acid, I don't think it shines there. And then, of course, you have to have the hyaluronic acid for lips. It's too good.
I'm stuffed already.
I think I got a couple more in me.
Couple more?
Yeah, but it seems like as of late, I've been dissolving lips lately. People that have been getting it year over year. You were one of them that they just kind of change shape and migrate. And so that's been fun for me. I love it. I love kind of taking somebody back to as close to baseline as possible and then giving them a natural fill afterwards.
I'm glad we did that. Then I can use that as a story for patients too. Describe what had happened to me. I just didn't feel like it looked as natural anymore, but it's so important, even though it was a process. We've been dissolving mine since December.
Little by little, because you had some dense areas and you were patient. And that's the thing that requires patience and trust for the process to really let things deflate. Because when you put the dissolver in, it works immediately, but then it works over time. And that's always the messaging I'm trying to get across. Trust me, you have to wait 2 weeks and then we can add more or dissolve more, whatever needs to happen, and let them take shape.
With the refilling, I'm so glad if someone can be, patient and has the time. I really liked doing it in 2 parts. I think that made all the difference with helping it look more natural and not overfilled.
Because the shape is a little bit different. I think you let it in, put the fill, and you let it integrate. Let it rest, and then you do it again. If you chase it, and when swelling takes effect and it already starts to look different, I think you're just chasing this side and then this side, and you're always constantly in the chase. If you can be patient, it's a really good, effective approach.
And that's a word that I don't think people hear very often, is the integration of filler. People think that it just kind of sits as this foreign, substance in a certain layer of their skin, and they don't realize that it does actually integrate into your own tissue.
It does. It finds its little way and it integrates. Like I was saying earlier, we have so many more options now for lip filler that really integrate nicely. It's not just one. Some of them really pull water and get kind of sausagey. The thing is too, it's all about amount. And if you're trying to shove a lot in a small lip, well, forget about it. Right. You're not going to have a good result. It has been fun being an injector over these last many years of seeing the transition and the growth of all the products, because the utility is so much nicer.
I guess skin treatments in the summertime, because we just came out of winter where everybody's getting their laser treatments done in preparation for summer. So things that people can do to maintain skin tone, texture, stimulate collagen throughout the summer, especially since we live in Florida where everybody's going to be outside and have sun exposure.
It's hard to ask people to be out of the sun right now, especially after spring break. My last patient that I just had, she's like, don't yell at me. Her feet were toasted.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
They got so sunburned. I'm like, oh, it's like a dagger to my heart. So I think the thing over the summer is nourishing the skin and protecting. That's vitamin C, sunblock, Those are your saving graces for the summer and just support.
Yes.
You can get dehydrated. So that's when the phytos come in, you know, the Phyto Plus and the triple lipids and things like that, or even Metacell's a nice light moisturizer for the summer, but really just supporting the skin through the summer. Lay off on things that are going to make you sun sensitive, like glycolic acids, any of the AHA and BHAs, salicylic acid, retinols, things like that. It's not for everybody over the summer. And facials, this is a great time to come in and get facials.
Let's
Just
say like a
nourishes-
hydrofacial.
No, hydrofacial is awesome because you get that exfoliation. You kind of want to get the crud off the skin and get the hydration too. Vitamin C is a must because it really helps protect your skin from all the environmental damage.
Free
And
radicals.
it helps to augment the benefits of sunblock too. Sunblock alone, yes, it's better than nothing, but sunblock with vitamin C is incredible.
Think I can tell when patients come in and they've been using Skinceuticals antioxidants, you can just see it in their skin.
They have like a glow.
And it might not be someone who does even Botox regularly, but you can just see it. You can see it in their skin just looks healthy. It's more firm.
And they come in, I'm like, you've been using your products. You can tell there is a difference with the quality.
Yeah. How do you explain that to patients? Because we do a lot of patients, and I do, like new patients coming in who, you know, we go over their skincare, obviously. And I think it's hard to explain to some people about the quality of Skinceuticals and the difference from maybe other products that they might be using that are supposed to be good products.
I always approach it, well, number one, they're science-based. So they have a lot of data that backs their ingredients that they use, but also the dosage. So I always mention, you'll notice a little goes a long way. You do not need a lot of this to be impactful. You don't have to pile it on. You don't need 10 products, 7 products.
Right.
I use my cleanser, Cell Cycle Catalyst, Floritin, and the new Soothing SPF 50 in the morning. And then at night, cleanse. And, I can't talk about it, but I'm doing a new product that's coming out.
Oh, you are?
I am.
Like it?
Absolutely love it. I'm cleansing using that and then do the AG interrupter. But now I'm using the serum. I did it last night for the first time. Holy, I woke up, I was like, yeah, it's designed to firm the skin.
Exciting.
When I'm not doing that, it's 2 products at night.
And it's quality over quantity.
It really is quality over quantity. And they will notice that. Like the vitamin C, yes, it's $182, but it is going to last them about 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, for the value and for the quality of the product.
Yes. I told a patient that the other day. I was like, divide that by 6. This squirrel's like peeping on us, absolutely waiting for a cheese curd. How brave is that squirrel for hanging out with a dog over here?
I know. So have you noticed changes since you've been working like with your skincare?
Absolutely.
Okay. Like what? Or since everything, because you've done treatments.
Yeah. Because I've done this secret. I feel like I've always been self-conscious of scarring on my cheeks from like acne scars. I think just overall, like, I just feel like my face looks more airbrushed.
Yeah.
Before, I felt like I had to use more foundation.
Yeah.
Now I'm just using my tinted SPF with a drop of foundation.
Oh, that's amazing.
My skin feels clearer. The texture's improved. It's hard to pinpoint one thing, but it just looks, when I go out without makeup and I don't feel self-conscious.
Oh my gosh, that's the best.
Less sun damage, less brown, fewer brown spots.
Yeah.
It does. It makes a difference when you give it time.
And that's the other thing. The skin is never it's never in a rush. You
Yeah.
got to let it repair and do what it has to. Let it do its thing. And a lot of times, more times than not, it will perform.
What are you eating, buddy? Oh,
No,
that's a leaf. That's a leaf.
All right. I think we can pause this until next time.
Perfect.